Tonight, there is nowhere to go. Nothing to fix, nothing to prove, nothing to chase. Just the gentle rhythm of your breath, in and out, a tide that has always been here, carrying you quietly through the dark. Outside, the world softens. The hum of distant streets fades and the air grows tender like velvet around your skin. If you listen closely, you might hear the small sigh of the wind brushing against your window, a reminder that even the night is breathing with you. Let's drift together into the quiet spaces between thoughts. There's something sacred about this hour, when the noise of the day has loosened its grip and the mind begins to float, half awake, half dreaming. It's as if time itself pauses to rest, waiting for you to exhale. The moon, patient and silver, leans gently through the sky, watching over 1,000 sleeping homes. And here you are, one among them, wrapped in this soft moment of being. You do not need to be anyone else right now. You do not need to understand or achieve or become. Simply allow yourself to exist, fully, beautifully, quietly, exactly as you are. Imagine the air flowing through your nose, down your chest, expanding like a small universe inside you. Every inhale a beginning, every exhale a letting go. Feel how your body knows this rhythm without effort, without control. It is the same rhythm that turns the oceans, that moves the clouds, that guides the planets around invisible centers. As Alan Watts once said, "You are something the whole universe is doing, in the same way that a wave is something the whole ocean is doing." So here, in this stillness, you are not separate from anything. You are the night unfolding. You are the sound of your own breathing. You are the pause between heartbeats. Let your thoughts wander if they must. They will tire themselves out soon. Let them pass like leaves floating down a stream. You do not need to chase them or push them away. Just notice the quiet that lives beneath them, the quiet that has always been there, patiently waiting for your return. A soft pause. Feel how the silence begins to hold you, not as emptiness, but as presence, a gentle, living space. Here, in this slow beginning, we are not trying to sleep. We are simply remembering how to rest. So take another breath. Let the world exhale with you. And as you do, notice the warmth behind your closed eyes. The warmth of being alive. There is a kind of noise that lives inside us. Not the noise of traffic or screens or strangers passing by, but the soft, invisible hum of our own thoughts. Even when the world grows quiet, the mind keeps talking. It plans, it worries, it rewinds conversations, it rehearses futures that may never come. We lie in bed, hoping for sleep to arrive, and yet the mind begins its nightly work, listing tasks, replaying moments, imagining what we should have said or might say tomorrow. It does not know how to stop because we have trained it to always do. The modern world has become a symphony of doing. We scroll, respond, react. We measure our worth by movement, how much we've achieved, how many boxes we've checked. Rest feels like laziness, stillness feels like failure. And yet the more we chase peace, the farther it slips away, like trying to catch the reflection of the moon in water. Alan Watts once said, "You are under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago." It is such a small sentence, and yet it opens a door. Because so much of our restlessness comes from holding on to the image of who we think we must be, to the stories of the past, to the endless self we are trying to maintain. We live as if the mind were a clenched fist, but perhaps in this moment, you can loosen that grip. You don't have to keep thinking about everything that happened today. You don't have to prepare for tomorrow. You don't even have to be the version of yourself that began this day. Let her, let him, let them rest. Let yourself be new. Imagine your thoughts as ripples spreading across a lake. If you stop stirring the surface, the water slowly clears. You begin to see the stillness underneath, the natural clarity that was never lost, only disturbed. That stillness is your true nature. The mind was never meant to be a machine. It is more like the sky, vast, open, capable of holding both storm and sunlight. Thoughts are simply clouds drifting through it. They may come thick and fast, but they always move on. So as you lie here, breathe deeply once more. Feel the air brush against your throat. your chest rising and falling, the body remembering what peace feels like. You do not need to chase sleep. You only need to stop running from yourself. The night does not demand perfection. It simply invites you to surrender, to trust that the world will keep spinning without your worry, to remember that rest is not the opposite of life. It is life returning to its rhythm. And in that remembering, the mind begins to settle, like dust in a beam of moonlight, falling gently, quietly, into the dark. There is a subtle art to simply being. It is an art most of us have forgotten, hidden beneath calendars, notifications, ambitions, and noise. We live in a world where action is worshipped, where movement equals meaning. But there is another rhythm, quieter, deeper, the rhythm of existence itself. Alan Watts often reminded his listeners that life is not a problem to be solved, but an experience to be lived. The oak tree does not rush to grow its branches. The river does not strive to reach the ocean. They simply express what they are, without hesitation or effort. You too are allowed to be like that. Right now, there is nothing you must fix, nothing you must earn. The breath moves in and the breath moves out. The heart beats, the blood flows, the body lives, all without you needing to command it. Close your eyes and feel that quiet intelligence at work, the pulse beneath your skin, the warmth in your palms, the gentle tide of air through your lungs. You are not making these things happen. You are witnessing them. This is the difference between doing and being. Doing is what happens on the surface, tasks, goals, conversations, endless ripples of effort. Being is the still water beneath. It does not compete or compare. It simply is. When you slip into being, you begin to see that everything is already happening perfectly on its own. The breath, the heartbeat, the turning of the earth, all woven into a single movement. And you are part of that movement, not separate from it. Take a slow breath in. Hold it for a moment, then exhale and let the weight of the day fall away. Notice how the body softens when you allow it to. The jaw unclenches, the shoulders drop. Even the thoughts begin to slow, as if recognizing they are safe to rest. You are returning home to yourself, the self that is not a project or a role or a list of things to do. Being does not need a reason. It is not lazy. It is not passive. It is the most natural act of trust, the willingness to exist without control. Watts once said, "Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone." Perhaps your mind, too, can clear itself when left in peace. You do not have to fight for calm. You only need to stop disturbing it. As you listen now, imagine that every breath is a gentle wave washing over you, smoothing the edges of your thoughts. Inhale, the body expands, receiving the moment. Exhale, the moment dissolves into space. Nothing forced, nothing earned. You are not here to achieve rest. You are here to remember what rest feels like when you stop reaching for it. To simply be is to join the quiet pulse of the universe, to remember that you are not a separate observer of life. You are life itself, breathing, unfolding, existing. So let the next breath come on its own. Let it find you, fill you, and fade away. There is nothing else you need to do. You are already enough, simply because you are. The night has settled fully now. The air is still, like a great ocean holding its breath. You can feel that quietness inside you, a subtle space widening with every exhale. Thoughts come, softer now, less urgent. They appear like ripples on water, then fade before they reach the shore. You are learning the pace of stillness, not a forced quiet, not silence born from effort, but the kind that naturally unfolds when you stop running. The body knows this rhythm. It has always known. Each breath a slow wave, each pause between breaths a resting place. You can feel yourself beginning to drift, not away from the world, but deeper into it. Because true stillness is not escape. It is intimacy with life, with yourself, with the very heartbeat of the universe. Alan Watts once said that meditation is not about attaining something. It is about realizing that what you seek is already here. There is nowhere to go because you are already where you belong. Listen for a moment to the sound of your breath. It is like the sea turning quietly in the dark, endless, tender, ancient. Beneath that sound lies an even deeper silence, vast and kind. It doesn't ask anything of you. It only invites you to rest in its arms. Let your thoughts drift toward that silence. Imagine they are feathers, carried gently by the wind, landing softly in a meadow at dusk. Nothing needs to be solved, nothing explained. Each exhale loosens the edges of your awareness until the borders between body and world begin to blur. You are not ending the day. You are dissolving into it, merging with its darkness, its calm, its quiet knowing. There is a sweetness to this slowing down, a kind of homecoming. The pulse of your heart, once quick and full of effort, now moves like a lullaby. The space behind your eyes softens. Your body, no longer a thing to be managed, becomes a field of warmth and light. And as you settle deeper, you begin to sense something profound. The world is breathing with you. Each inhale draws in its stillness. Each exhale returns it as peace. In this space, there is no longer a boundary between the inside and the outside, no more separation between you and the night that holds you. You have become part of the rhythm that guides all things. This is what Alan Watts called the wisdom of insecurity, the gentle trust that everything is already as it should be. When you stop trying to grasp the present, you find that it has been embracing you all along. So rest here, in this quiet knowing. The world does not need your vigilance. The stars are still shining. The tides still turn. You can let go completely. Let yourself fall slowly, beautifully into the soft gravity of sleep, not as escape, but as return. For this is the beginning of the journey, not away from the world, but deeper into it. There is a dream we all share, a dream so old, so familiar, that we rarely notice we are dreaming it. It is the dream of being a someone inside a body, sealed behind skin, looking out at a world that is not us. Alan Watts once said, "We suffer from the delusion that we are a skin-encapsulated ego." And if you listen closely, you can feel how true that is. Every day, we walk through life believing we are the center from which experience radiates, that I am here and the world is there. Yet this simple division, this thin line between self and other, is the root of so much quiet suffering. Take a slow breath. Notice how air moves through you, but also how it moves you. Your chest rises, your shoulders lift. The body sways slightly with the rhythm of the inhale. Where does the boundary really lie? Between the air and your lungs, between the world and you. We speak of my breath as if it belongs to us. But what if the breath is borrowing you for a moment? What if life is breathing itself through you, just as wind bends grass or waves move through the sea? When you believe you are separate, every moment feels like a small defense. You tighten, prepare, protect. You guard your ideas, your identity, your fragile image of control. But beneath that tension is a deep longing, the yearning to remember that you were never apart in the first place. Close your eyes now. Feel the space behind your forehead, the weight of your body resting against the earth. Listen to the hum of the night, faint, endless, like the ocean's heartbeat. You are not standing on the shore of that sound. You are the sound, hearing itself. The illusion of separation begins so early. From childhood, we learn to name. This is me. That is you. This is success. That is failure. But language builds walls. The moment we name a thing, we forget that its edges blur. Watts often compared human beings to waves on the ocean. Each wave appears to rise and fall on its own, yet the wave is never separate from the sea. Its energy, its shape, its brief existence are the ocean in motion. In the same way, you are not living in the universe. You are the universe expressing itself as a person for a little while. Let that thought rest inside you, like a warm stone. Let it sink slowly until it touches the quiet place beneath thought. The place that whispers, of course. You have never been alone, not truly. You have simply been dreaming of yourself as a part. And as the breath flows again, gentle, steady, you may begin to feel what lies beyond the dream. A soft dissolving, a reunion with everything that ever was. Imagine standing before the sea. The moonlight spills across its surface and you can see the waves, endless, rising and falling, each with its own shape, its own rhythm, its own brief life. You watch one swell upward, catch the silver light for a moment, and then fade quietly back into the dark. Alan Watts often said that we are like those waves, unique, beautiful, distinct in form, yet never apart from the ocean itself. You are a function of what the whole universe is doing, he wrote, in the same way that a wave is what the whole ocean is doing. When you think of yourself as separate, you believe you are a wave trying to hold its shape, afraid to fall, afraid to change, afraid to disappear. But the moment you stop fighting, you realize you were never truly separate from the water at all. The ocean was always you, expressing itself for a little while as this one small crest of consciousness. The mind is much like the sea. Thoughts rise from its depths like waves, born of invisible currents, forming patterns, shimmering with light, and then they dissolve. One thought replaces another, one feeling rolls over the next, and yet beneath them all, the ocean remains still, vast and whole. If you sit quietly, you can feel this ocean within you. It is the silence beneath your thoughts, the stillness beneath your breathing. It is not something you have to create. It has been there all along, waiting patiently beneath the movement of your mind. Every worry, every memory, every plan, they are all waves. They may seem loud and powerful when they rise, but they always return to stillness. You cannot stop the waves, but you can stop believing that you are the waves. Let yourself drift now, floating on this thought. You are not the constant motion of your mind. You are the awareness that holds it, the water itself, timeless and deep. And just as the sea does not mourn the passing of a wave, you do not need to mourn the passing of a thought or a moment or a version of yourself. Each is part of a rhythm too vast to understand, a dance too intricate to control. The ocean does not ask, "Will I rise again?" It simply moves, trusting the pull of the moon, the breath of the wind, the gravity of the earth. In that effortless surrender lies perfect peace. Perhaps that is what freedom truly means, not to escape the waves, but to remember that you have never left the sea. So as you breathe now, imagine yourself floating, the body rising with the tide of the inhale, sinking gently with the exhale. The boundaries of who you think you are begin to blur. You are no longer separate from the air, or the darkness, or the sound of this voice. You are part of the great movement of life, unfolding and folding again. Let the mind rest in that knowing. Let the waves come and go. For beneath them all, the ocean, your true self, remains, calm and infinite. There is a quiet truth that begins to bloom when you realize you are not a separate wave, but part of the same ocean as everything else. It is the truth of connection, not the connection we talk about in words or ideas, but the one you feel when you allow yourself to see clearly. Look inward and then outward. It is the same movement. The breath you inhale was once part of a tree, a cloud, a distant mountain. The warmth on your skin once lived inside the sun. Even the water flowing through your veins has been here for billions of years, rising as vapor, falling as rain, cycling through rivers and bodies and hearts long before it reached you. Alan Watts said, "You are the universe, experiencing itself." And in this moment, you can feel the gentle truth of that, not as philosophy, but as sensation. The pulse in your wrist, the hum in your chest, the faint vibration of the air around you. All of it is the same life, dancing through different forms. When you see a stranger or hear a voice across the world, something deep within you recognizes itself. The separation is only surface, a trick of perception, like waves mistaking their foam for identity. Beneath the form, beneath the stories, we are made of the same infinite motion. Soften your eyes for a moment, even behind closed lids. Imagine the faces of the people you love, the ones who have touched your life. Picture them breathing, sleeping, smiling, each one living inside the same current of existence. You do not need to reach out to feel them. They are already here, inside the shared field of being. And now imagine those you do not know, people far away, awake beneath other stars, feeling joy, confusion, longing. Their hearts beat with the same rhythm as yours. Their breath rises and falls like yours. Their dreams move through the same vast sky of consciousness. The illusion of separation dissolves when you notice how deeply we depend on one another. The food you eat was gathered by other hands. The words you speak were shaped by countless generations before you. Even this sound, this gentle voice meeting your ears, is not mine or yours. It is the universe speaking to itself, reminding itself of what it already knows, that it has never been divided. Take a slow, deep breath. As you inhale, imagine you are breathing in the life of the world, its forests, its oceans, its countless beings. As you exhale, imagine you are giving that life back, offering your breath as a gift. This exchange is always happening, giving, receiving, merging, returning. It is the heartbeat of existence. If you could see through the eyes of the universe, you would see no boundaries, only flow. One continuous movement, endlessly reshaping itself into stars, rivers, people, and dreams. And in this vast, unbroken dance, you are not alone. You never were. You are the universe, quietly awakening to itself, breathing, feeling, remembering. So rest now in that gentle knowing. You are surrounded by everything that has ever loved you, because everything, in its own way, is love remembering its form. There comes a moment in the hush of the night when words begin to lose their shape. Thoughts slow down, and what was once the language of the mind becomes the rhythm of silence. You can feel it now, the space between sounds, between breaths, between one heartbeat and the next. Alan Watts once said, "When you stop naming everything, you start feeling everything." What a tender truth that is. The act of naming divides the world. This is tree, that is sky, this is me, that is you. But the moment you stop assigning labels, the borders begin to soften. The tree becomes the air becomes the breath, and you are woven into it all. The mind loves to organize, to define, to keep things in place. It believes that understanding is safety, yet in its effort to know, it forgets how to feel. Feeling requires openness, a quiet trust that you don't need to grasp everything to belong to it. So let's practice, gently. Close your eyes and listen, not to the words, but to the spaces between them. Notice the hum that lives beneath the silence, the faint vibration that connects you to everything around you. That pulse you feel in your chest. It is the same pulse that moves through the wind, through the earth, through the stars that shine unseen above you. For a moment, forget the name of your body. Forget the outline of who you think you are. Let yourself blur at the edges, like watercolor meeting water. There is nothing to lose, only the illusion of separateness fading away. Imagine that your awareness is expanding, dissolving like mist into the night. The air touches your skin, and suddenly there is no border. You are the coolness of the air, the quiet of the room, the heartbeat of the world. This is what the mystics called the unity of being, not a theory, but an experience so simple that it can only be felt, never described. It is the peace that arrives when you no longer stand apart from life, when you surrender the need to define it and let it define you instead. Notice how light your thoughts become when they no longer need to explain. Notice how wide the world feels when you stop trying to hold it still. You are not here to name the moment. You are here to merge with it. And in that merging, everything begins to breathe together. The whisper of the wind is your breath. The stillness of the dark is your mind. The warmth of your chest is the fire of the stars. When you stop naming, the world stops being a collection of things. It becomes a living presence, and you too become presence itself. So let go of the need to describe, to understand, to grasp. Let this moment be wordless. Let it hold you. Feel how everything you have ever called outside is now flowing quietly within. There is no boundary left to cross. You have already arrived. Rest here, where silence is the language of love. Rest in the soft knowing that you were never apart, only dreaming yourself separate. And now you awaken, not into thought, but into the vast, gentle fullness of being. Time is a river we keep trying to hold in our hands. We cup the water, desperate to keep it, but it slips through our fingers. The more tightly we grasp, the more we lose. Each night, as you lie here waiting for sleep, the river flows faster. Your mind races upstream into yesterday, replaying words, rewriting moments. Then it leaps ahead into tomorrow, inventing problems, rehearsing futures. The body may be still, but the mind keeps swimming. We have been taught to live somewhere other than now. We chase beginnings and endings as though life were a ladder we must climb rather than an ocean we are already floating in. Yet the climb never ends. The mind always finds another step, another goal, another reason to keep moving. Alan Watts once said, "The present is the only thing that has no end." If you think about it, that means the present is not a point along a line, it's the whole canvas on which the line is drawn. Past and future are stories painted over the living fabric of this moment. Close your eyes and feel your breath. Notice how it never happens yesterday or tomorrow. It can only exist now. Every inhale is brand new, unrepeatable. Every exhale is a small surrender to eternity. When we measure time, we make it heavy. Seconds, minutes, hours, all carved out of infinity. But when you stop counting, the weight lifts, and time becomes what it truly is: movement, rhythm, flow. Think of the heartbeat. It does not keep a schedule. It dances. Think of the wind. It doesn't hurry, it simply arrives. When you align yourself with that natural tempo, sleep becomes effortless. Because rest is not something you must reach. It is the stillness that finds you when you stop rushing. You cannot live in the past. It is only memory. You cannot live in the future. It is only imagination. Both are echoes, reflections shimmering on the surface of the river. So, let them fade. Listen instead to the sound of the water itself, the soft current of your own breathing, the hush between thoughts. That sound is the eternal present whispering. You are here. Feel how every cell in your body participates in this moment. Nothing is missing. Nothing is waiting. You are not late. You are not early. You are simply part of the unfolding, a note in the endless song of now. Let that realization sink in, gentle and deep. The river of time will keep flowing, but you don't have to fight its current. You can float, eyes half closed, heart open, carried by what has always carried you. And in that floating, you begin to rest, not outside of time, but within it, completely. Listen closely for a moment. Can you hear it? The quiet rhythm underneath everything? It's not a sound you hear with your ears, but one you feel with your being. The rise and fall of your breath, the steady thrum of your heart, the slow, invisible melody of life unfolding. Alan Watts once said, "You don't dance to get somewhere. You dance because it is beautiful to move. You sing not to finish the song, but to feel it passing through you." In the same way, life is not a journey with an ending point. It is music, and time is the melody that carries us. Imagine if a symphony existed only for its final note. We would rush through every measure, every harmony, every pause, just to arrive at silence. Yet it's the spaces between the notes, the tension and release, the swell and the rest, that make the song what it is. Life is like that. The beauty of it lies not in the destination, but in the unfolding, the small crescendos and quiet pauses that make each day sing. But somewhere along the way, we began to treat time like a race. We began to measure, compare, compete. We became anxious about wasting time, as if the minutes were coins we could lose. Yet what is time for, if not to be lived? When you listen to music, you don't ask, how many notes are left? You simply let the sound wash over you. You sway, you close your eyes, you surrender to its rhythm. That is how life wishes to be experienced, through presence, not progress. Let yourself feel that rhythm now. Each inhale, a gentle crescendo. Each exhale, a release. You are both the musician and the listener, the dancer and the dance. When you stop rushing to reach the next verse, you begin to notice the richness of this one, the texture of the air against your skin, the subtle quiet between sounds, the way your heart sinks to the tempo of stillness. There is a grace in slowing down. It allows the world to expand, to breathe with you. The seconds stop being cages and become open fields of awareness. Watts often spoke of the absurdity of life as journey. He would laugh softly and say, "It's like dancing to get to the end of the floor." Yet that is what many of us do. We rush through the measures of our days, forgetting that the purpose of the song is not to conclude, but to play. And when you remember that, something loosens inside you. The tension eases, the breath deepens, the heart softens. Because there is nowhere to arrive. There is only the dance, this endless movement of moments touching each other, one after another, like waves of sound. So, lie back now. Feel the music of your own existence. The rhythm of the universe is moving through you, whether you try or not. You are not behind, you are not ahead. You are simply part of the melody, perfectly in time. And as you listen, you may realize there was never a song to finish, only one to finally hear. Close your eyes for a while. The story of the day has already ended. The characters, the noise, the movement, all of it has faded into quiet. Now there is only this, the breath, the body, the faint hum of life continuing. Let the mind rest, like a leaf settling on still water. Alan Watts once said, "The present is the only thing that has no end." To feel that truth, you don't need to think, you only need to notice. The present is not a moment trapped between past and future. It is the ground beneath both. It is the silent pulse holding everything together. So, feel it. Notice the air entering your nose, cool, delicate. Notice it leaving, warm, softened by your body. Each breath folds perfectly into the next, like waves overlapping on the shore. You do not need to make it happen. You only need to allow it. Now, bring your awareness to your heart. Listen. There, beneath the quiet, a steady rhythm. The heartbeat is a reminder. You are alive now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Each thump is a small bow to existence. The body is always here. It cannot live in the past, and it cannot live in the future. It is forever faithful to the present moment. It is the mind that wanders, but the body waits patiently, ready to welcome you home whenever you return. Let your awareness sink deeper into the chest, the belly, the pulse behind the eyelids. Even through closed eyes, you can sense the faint glow of light, like dawn waiting on the other side. Let it shimmer gently, a reminder that presence is luminous, even in darkness. You might notice thoughts still drifting through. That's all right. Let them move as clouds do, slow, changing, dissolving. You are not those thoughts. You are the sky they pass through. The sky never clings, never judges. It only allows. This space, this awareness, this aliveness is the eternal now. It has no boundary, no beginning, no end. When you rest here, you are no longer in time. Time moves through you, but you remain still. The stillness that watches the movement of all things. Feel how every sound in the room, the faint creak of air, the whisper of your breath, belongs to this same moment. Nothing is outside of it. Every sensation, every pulse of light and sound, every quiet thought exists together in one vast harmony. And you, right now, are part of that harmony. You are not a note apart from the song. You are the song itself, vibrating, vanishing, returning. If you listen deeply, you can hear the present humming beneath everything, like the low tone of the universe itself. It says, "You are here," not as a statement, but as a truth, too big for words. So, rest here. Let your breath slow until it feels as though the world is breathing with you. Let your heartbeat become the drum of creation. Let your awareness stretch until it fills the whole sky. This is not something you must keep. It was never something you could lose. You are the eternal now, awake, alive, and quietly infinite. There comes a point when the rhythm of your breath grows slow and even, that time begins to lose its shape. Minutes, hours, they blur into one gentle pulse. The body floats somewhere between waking and dreaming, where nothing needs to be measured and nothing needs to be done. This is the space beyond clocks, the soft horizon where you are free from before and after. The mind no longer asks what comes next. It simply drifts, like a cloud forgetting its edges. Let yourself drift there. Feel the way the air moves around you, the faint hum of the world continuing in perfect ease. It all happens without your effort, the same effortless rhythm that turns the stars, that opens flowers, that guides the sea. You are part of that rhythm now. Your breath rises and falls like the tide. Your thoughts shimmer for a moment and fade, like ripples in moonlight. Even your heartbeat slows, steady as a drum played by the hands of eternity. There is no need to follow it, no need to understand. Just rest in the sensation of being breathed, being held, being carried. You are not counting time, you are being time, unfolding softly, endlessly. Alan Watts once said that eternity is not a very long time. It is simply this moment, seen without resistance. And here, in this soft stillness, you can feel that truth. The present stretches in every direction, infinite and tender. Let your awareness widen, then melt. Feel yourself dissolve into the air, into the darkness, into the quiet pulse of existence itself. No edges, no separation, no need for words. Only this, the warmth of breath, the rhythm of the heart, the hush between sounds. You are floating in the ocean of now, where every moment folds into the next like waves merging into water. There is no past, no future, only the endless unfolding of peace. Rest here, in the timelessness that was always beneath your thoughts. You have arrived, not at the end of time, but at the heart of it. There is a quiet ache that lives in all of us, the fear of endings. It arrives in many forms, the end of a day, the fading of love, the closing of a chapter we are not ready to leave behind. Beneath the surface, it is all the same fear, the fear of vanishing. Alan Watts once said, "Trying to control the future is like trying to take the current out of the river." We cling to the banks of time, afraid of where the water will take us. We grasp at permanence, at work, at relationships, at youth, hoping that if we hold tightly enough, the flow will pause and we will be safe. But the river never stops. Its movement is its very life. Lie here now and listen to your breath. Notice how each inhale begins and then ends, how every exhale fades and then begins again. There is no part of you untouched by this rhythm of arising and dissolving. It is not something to fear. It is how life breathes. Every ending you've ever known has made space for something else. The setting sun gives birth to the night. The falling leaf becomes soil for new roots. Even the silence after a song allows the next note to be heard. But the mind, ever longing for control, resists this truth. It whispers, "If only I could keep this forever." And in that wish, we suffer. We turn from the natural dance of change and try to hold the music still. Yet what if endings are not failures but transformations? What if they are not doors closing but thresholds opening, ways for life to renew itself through you? Alan Watts often spoke of death not as a punishment but as a companion of birth. He said that the two are not opposites but two sides of the same coin, that every heartbeat, every breath, contains both the rise of life and its gentle fall. Feel that now. The breath enters, a beginning. The breath leaves, an ending. And in between, the stillness, the space where both belong. If you can rest there, even for a moment, the fear begins to soften. You start to see that endings are not taking something from you. They are reminding you of what you already are, the flow itself, not the forms that pass through it. The current of life carries everything you've ever loved and everything you will ever lose. But the current is not cruel. It is simply honest. It does not ask you to control it. It only asks you to trust that even in letting go, you remain whole. So breathe, let the river move, let the ending come and go as all things do. And know, you are not leaving life behind. You are being carried deeper into it. Imagine for a moment that life is music, endless, unfolding, without a final chord. Each moment a note, each breath a vibration in the vast song of existence. If you listen deeply, you can hear it now, the hum beneath all things, the rhythm that beats in your chest, the melody of movement and stillness interwoven. Alan Watts once said, "The meaning of the dance is the dance." He meant that life has no goal beyond itself. that the beauty of living is not found in reaching the end, but in the graceful motion of each step. When you dance, you don't move to arrive somewhere. You move because the movement itself is joy. You let the music carry you, let the body express what words cannot. The dancer and the dance become one. In the same way, the universe is dancing, in stars that flare and fade, in oceans that rise and fall, in the breath moving through your lungs right now. You are not separate from that motion. You are part of it, shaped by its rhythm, glowing in its pattern. But we have been taught to treat life like a staircase, always climbing, always striving for the next level. We forget that the stairs have no top, that the whole structure was never meant to be climbed, only walked, moment by moment, for the sheer wonder of movement itself. Pause now. Feel your breath moving in time with everything around you. Inhale, the dance begins. Exhale, it changes form. Every joy, every sorrow, every breath is a step in the same choreography. Even the moments that feel still, like pauses in the music, are part of the rhythm, the silence that gives shape to sound. When you can see life this way, the urgency fades. You no longer rush to complete things. You no longer fear falling behind, because in a dance there is no behind, no ahead, only presence, only motion, only grace. Watts used to laugh when he spoke about how people misunderstand life's purpose. He would say, "When you play music, you don't play to get to the end of the piece. If that were the purpose, the fastest players would be the best." And yet, that is how many of us live, rushing through our own song, missing its melody. So let's slow it down. Feel the rhythm returning to its natural pace, unhurried, fluid, free. The body softens, the heart beats like a drum, the breath sways like a gentle waltz. You are not the observer of this dance. You are the dancer, the music, and the movement all at once. If you could see yourself from afar, you would notice how beautifully you move, how your laughter, your tears, your quiet moments of wonder are all steps in the same dance. And when the song changes, you change with it. The dance does not end. It transforms. When one rhythm fades, another begins. The way dawn follows night or stillness follows laughter. So for now, don't try to control the steps. Don't try to remember the sequence. Just feel the floor beneath you, the air against your skin, the pulse of the universe guiding your motion. Because this is it, the dance of being alive. And its meaning is not somewhere ahead of you. The meaning is here, in the movement itself. There is a stillness that comes when we stop fearing the end. It is the stillness that appears just before sleep, that tender, dissolving quiet when thoughts grow thin and the body begins to drift. In that moment, you are neither fully here nor gone. You are floating between what was and what will be. Alan Watts once said that falling asleep is a small rehearsal for letting go. And perhaps that is what death truly is. Not a violent ending, but a return to the same silence from which we once awoke. Every night you practice surrender. You let go of your name, your memories, your plans for tomorrow. The mind releases its grip, the body softens, and you fall into the dark, not knowing where you go, yet always trusting you will wake again. So, what if death is simply another falling, a deeper sleep, a softer exhale into the arms of existence? What if, instead of being erased, you are carried back into the great unfolding, into the source that has never ceased to hold you? Feel that for a moment, the comfort of return. The way the tide comes home to the sea, the way leaves fall back to earth, the way light fades only to find itself again as dawn. Everything that disappears is only changing form. Nothing is truly lost. In the same way, you are not separate from the life that made you. The breath you take was once the breath of others. The atoms of your body once belonged to stars. Even when this body rests, the dance continues, your energy flowing onward, part of the endless motion of creation. We fear death because we imagine it as an interruption, a breaking off. But what if it is simply the next step in the same dance, the moment when the dancer merges completely with the music? You have felt this before, in sleep, that quiet surrender, that relief in releasing control. The world fades, and yet you are not gone. You are held by something vast, something kind. Death, perhaps, is that same surrender, only final and complete. Watts would often remind his listeners that to die is to be fully born into the whole. The separate self dissolves, but what remains is the same current that has always moved through you. Awareness without boundary, love without name. Listen to the silence beneath this thought. That is where death lives, not as a darkness to fear, but as a depth to rest in. So as you breathe now, feel how each exhale is a tiny death, a letting go that makes room for new life. Feel how each inhale is a birth, a renewal. Life and death are not two forces. They are one rhythm, endlessly turning, endlessly kind. And when your time comes to let go completely, it will not be a fall into nothingness, but a falling back into everything, into the warmth that has always surrounded you, even now. You will not be lost. You will be found again and again, in every wave, every star, every breath of wind. The music of the night begins to dim. What was once sharp and bright now softens. Shapes blur, sounds grow round, the edges of thought melt into silence. You are floating now, between waking and sleep, between holding on and letting go. There is no hurry. The world moves on without effort, and you too are being carried. The breath flows easily, like a feather falling through air, lighter, slower, deeper. Imagine yourself drifting in a vast, calm sea. The surface is smooth as glass, reflecting the faint shimmer of stars. You can no longer tell where the water ends and the sky begins. Everything merges, body, air, sound, memory, all becoming one quiet rhythm. The voice you hear now, even these words begin to fade. They are not instructions anymore, but ripples, soft echoes dissolving into distance. You don't need to follow them. You can simply listen or not listen and still be completely at peace. Alan Watts once said that to let go is to be perfectly safe. You can feel that safety now, the gentle assurance that there is nothing left to do. Life continues to breathe through you, even as you rest. The universe does not need your control. It only needs your trust. So let yourself melt. Melt into the warmth beneath you, into the quiet that holds you. Melt into the rhythm that connects every heartbeat to the turning of the earth. There is no separation left, no boundary between you and the night. You are not falling asleep. You are returning to the soft pulse of existence, the silence before the first sound, the stillness between each breath. The dance slows, but it does not end. It simply becomes still enough to listen. So rest now in that stillness, weightless, wordless, whole. The night is holding you. You can let go. There is a strange and beautiful truth about life. The more tightly we try to hold it, the more it slips away. Alan Watts once said, "When you try to stay afloat, you sink. When you relax, you float." And you can feel that truth, even now, in your own body. Think of the last time you were in water, how instinct makes you flail, how the fear of sinking makes you fight. But the moment you soften, the moment you trust the water to hold you, you rise. That is the paradox of control. The harder we try to manage the world, the more the world resists. The more we strain to shape life into certainty, the more it becomes unpredictable. But when we let go, when we allow ourselves to flow with what is, we discover a quiet intelligence already at work, a balance we don't need to manufacture. The Taoists called it Wu Wei, effortless action, the art of doing without forcing. It is the gentle alignment between movement and trust, like a river that curves effortlessly around the stones in its path. The water does not argue with the rock, it simply finds its way. So often our anxiety comes from trying to control what was never ours to control, other people's choices, the pace of time, the unfolding of the unknown. We plan, we push, we resist, forgetting that existence is not a problem to be solved, but a rhythm to be joined. Take a slow breath. Feel how, even now, the air enters without effort. You don't command it to move, it simply comes. The heart beats without permission. The stars turn without guidance. Everything is happening perfectly on its own. Control is an illusion built from fear, the fear that if we stop steering, everything will collapse. But the universe has been flowing long before our hands touch the wheel. It knows the way. Alan Watts liked to laugh about this. He would say, "The desire for security and the feeling of insecurity are the same thing. The moment we try to guarantee our safety, we have already lost it because we've begun to mistrust life itself. So what if, just for now, you let the steering wheel go? What if you allowed the river to carry you without direction, without resistance? You might find that you don't fall apart. You fall into place. Floating is not a failure of effort. It is the reward of trust. And in that trust, life begins to carry you with a grace that no amount of control could ever create. Take a deep, slow breath. Let it fill you, cool, steady, patient. Now exhale, and notice how the body releases without trying. There is no struggle in that movement, no command. The breath knows exactly what to do. This is the nature of life when it is unforced. Alan Watts often spoke of Wu Wei, letting things happen, rather than making things happen. It is not laziness or inaction. It is the art of aligning with what already is. There's an intelligence that moves through everything, the same intelligence that guides rivers to the sea, that opens flowers at dawn, that turns your heart without your control. When you let yourself flow with that intelligence, you discover a kind of wisdom far deeper than thought. Surrender in this sense is not defeat. It is the recognition that life has its own momentum, that you are part of it, not apart from it. Close your eyes and listen to your breath again. It moves without command. It arrives and leaves in perfect balance. You can resist it, tighten your chest, force it, but the moment you relax, it becomes effortless again. That is surrender. We live in a culture that glorifies control, schedules, plans, goals, results. We learn to measure worth by how much we can manage. Yet beneath all that control lies exhaustion, a subtle grief from constantly trying to hold the tide still. Watts once said, "The more we struggle for life, the less we live." And he was right. To struggle against the flow of existence is to miss the ease that is already carrying us forward. True surrender is intelligent cooperation with the unfolding of the universe. It's the quiet knowing that the same force that moves the stars is also moving through you, shaping your thoughts, your breath, your path. When you stop trying to push the river, you begin to float. You still move, but now you move with the current. That is the difference between making and allowing. Think of a dancer, how each movement is both deliberate and effortless. The grace lies not in control, but in listening to the rhythm, trusting the music to lead. Life, too, is music, and surrender is learning how to dance with it rather than trying to conduct it. So breathe again, softly. Feel the air enter your lungs, then leave, one wave following another. You are not doing the breathing, you are being breathed. You are not living life, life is living you. To let go does not mean to abandon, it means to trust. To loosen your grip, not to lose your way. To stop forcing meaning and allow meaning to reveal itself. The mind may resist this. It fears that surrender is the same as losing control, but control was never real to begin with. You cannot command the wind, but you can open your sails. That is the quiet intelligence of letting go. It doesn't shrink life, it expands it. And in the vastness that remains, you find something better than certainty. You find peace. There is a quiet laughter woven through the fabric of existence, a kind of cosmic humor that softens even the heaviest moments. Alan Watts called it the great joke, and he delivered it with a sparkle in his voice. This is the great joke. You are it. At first, it sounds like a riddle, but if you sit with it, you begin to feel what he meant. All our struggles to become, to fix, to prove, they rest on the assumption that life is something happening to us. Yet when you look closely, you see that you are not standing outside the play. You are the play itself. The universe is pretending to be you, wearing your face for a while, speaking through your voice, dreaming your particular dream. It takes itself seriously for a time. It forgets that it is acting. But every so often the mask slips, and in a flash of stillness or laughter you remember it was all theater, all along. Life loves to play hide and seek with itself. It hides in names and roles, in fears and ambitions. And then, when the timing is right, it giggles and whispers, "Surprise! It was me the whole time." You can hear that laughter in the wind, see it in the way light dances on water, feel it in those moments when something goes wrong and somehow feels perfectly right. It is the laughter of being alive, of realizing that even imperfection is part of the joke. When you stop treating life as a serious mission and start seeing it as play, a deep ease arrives. You stop needing every outcome to prove something. You move, speak, create, rest, not because you must, but because it's delightful to do so. Breathe and let that lightness fill you. Each inhale a smile, each exhale a release. Notice how the air doesn't rush. It swirls, twirls, enjoys its dance through you. Watts often said that seriousness is a form of ignorance, not moral failure, but forgetfulness. When we forget that we are part of the grand play, we tense up, afraid to miss our lines. But when we remember, the performance becomes graceful again. The playful mind is not careless, it is curious. It doesn't force life to make sense. It delights in the mystery. It can laugh even at its own confusion, knowing that confusion too is part of the act. So let the world be strange. Let yourself be uncertain. Smile at the absurdity of trying to control the infinite. You do not have to figure everything out. You only have to be here, awake enough to enjoy the show. Think of laughter as meditation in motion. Each chuckle loosens the tightness of identity, reminding you that existence itself is improvisation, the cosmos riffing on infinite themes. When you laugh at life, you are not mocking it. You are joining it. You are saying yes to the paradox, that joy and sorrow, rise and fall, beginning and end, are all part of the same divine comedy. And somewhere, behind every scene, behind the noise and motion, the universe is smiling through you, amused, compassionate, endlessly creative. Because this is the great joke, you were never the audience. You were always the dance, the laughter, the whole shimmering play. The laughter drifts, like smoke rising into the night. It begins bright, full of life, then softens, slows, and finally disappears into stillness. What remains is not silence exactly, but a kind of luminous quiet, as if the world itself is smiling without sound. You can feel it, that warmth after laughter, the gentle hum beneath the ribs. It's the echo of joy that doesn't need a reason, the kind that stays long after the joke is forgotten. Alan Watts often described this as the afterglow of realization, the moment when you see through the seriousness of life, laugh softly, and then simply rest. There is nothing left to explain, nothing left to prove, only the tender rhythm of being. Breathe into that ease, let the breath rise, then fall. Like the last notes of a song fading into air. The body loosens, the mind slows. Each exhale carries away the residue of effort. This is what remains when laughter melts into stillness. Peace that doesn't need permission. The universe, having played its game, now rests in its own quiet amusement. You may sense that even as you listen, life continues its gentle joke, the trees swaying in unseen wind, the stars burning quietly above. They don't ask why they exist. They simply shine, simply move, simply are. The same is true for you. There is no need to hold the laughter, no need to chase the joy. Both are waves on the same ocean of awareness. When the wave subsides, the ocean is still there, calm, infinite, alive. So let the laughter fade, let it dissolve into the space between breaths. The smile remains, not on your face, but in your being. This is the sweetness of release, the soft landing after the dance, the quiet heartbeat of the world returning to itself. No beginning, no end, only the hush of everything, at peace. Come back now, back to the quiet pulse of the body, to the small and steady rhythm that has been here all along. Close your eyes and allow your breath to find its own pace. No need to force it, no need to deepen or slow it. Just watch it, rising, falling, like a tide returning home. feel your hands. Not as ideas, not as shapes, but as living sensations, warmth, weight, tingling. Notice the gentle hum beneath the skin, as if the whole universe were whispering softly through your fingertips. Now, feel your arms, the subtle stretch of fabric against them, the quiet gravity drawing them down. Your shoulders loosen, as though the air itself has become a cushion, holding you in perfect balance. Bring your attention to your face. There's no need to hold an expression. Let the jaw unclench, the tongue rest, the brow smooth. The muscles soften, like ripples settling into still water. Now, turn inward, feel the space behind your eyes, that quiet, infinite field where thoughts appear and disappear. Don't try to stop them. Just notice the stillness that holds them all. Alan Watts once said that to be truly alive, we must stop dividing ourselves into the one who experiences and the thing being experienced. When you feel the body directly, without thought, without judgment, you dissolve that division. You become pure sensation, pure being. Bring your awareness now to your chest. Feel the breath expanding and releasing. With every inhale, a soft lifting. With every exhale, a gentle falling. The heart beats beneath it, steady, ancient, patient. Move your attention to your belly, the center of grounding, the center of calm. Notice how it rises and falls in time with your breath. Each movement says, I am here. Let that awareness flow downward to your legs, your knees, your ankles, your feet. Feel where they touch the surface beneath you. Feel the stability of that contact, the quiet reassurance of being supported. You don't need to hold the body upright. Gravity and grace are doing that for you. You are part of the same rhythm that holds the trees, the clouds, the planets in their place. Now, bring it all together. Your hands, your breath, your heart, the space behind your eyes. See if you can feel your whole being at once, not in pieces, but as one gentle field of awareness, breathing, pulsing, alive. There is nowhere else to go, nothing else to reach for. This moment, this body, this breath is enough. Watts called presence the only true miracle, because it needs no effort, no faith, no future, only the willingness to be here, now. So rest in that awareness. Each breath a soft wave, each heartbeat a reminder that you are part of something vast, something kind. And as you rest, you might sense the faint shimmer of silence all around you, the world breathing with you, the body glowing quietly in its stillness. Feel your hands, your breath, the space behind your eyes, and know that in this simple noticing, you are completely, perfectly alive. Take another gentle breath. Feel it arrive, uninvited yet perfect. You didn't have to earn this breath. You didn't have to think about it. Life keeps happening gracefully, naturally, on its own. Alan Watts once said, "The meaning of life is just to be alive." He smiled when he said it, as if revealing a secret hidden in plain sight. Because for most of us, this is the hardest truth to accept, that there is nothing to fix, nothing to chase, nothing to become. The modern mind is trained to seek purpose. It looks for progress, for proof, for something to validate its existence. But the trees do not ask why they grow, nor do the waves wonder whether they are enough. They move and breathe because that is their nature. You, too, are like that. You don't have to strive to belong to life. You already do. Every cell, every breath, every quiet beat of your heart is the universe expressing itself through you. Pause here for a moment. Notice how everything continues without your effort. The breath, the heartbeat, the flow of blood through veins, the faint hum of thought and sound. Existence is not something you do. It's something you are. We often mistake presence for concentration, as if it requires discipline or focus. But true presence is the opposite. It's the moment when effort dissolves, and awareness simply is. Like the way a mirror reflects whatever stands before it, without judgment, without preference. To be present is to let life reveal itself, one breath, one sound, one heartbeat at a time. You don't need to control it, only to witness it. Watts called this the art of effortless living. In Taoist philosophy, it is known as Wu Wei, doing through not doing. The river does not push itself forward, yet it always reaches the sea. The flower does not struggle to open, yet it blooms exactly when it must. Can you feel that in yourself? That quiet unfolding, that movement without strain? Each moment arises, and you meet it without needing to interfere. Listen. The air moves through the room, a small sound somewhere in the distance. Your body breathes, your heart continues its rhythm. Everything is happening, and you are part of that happening, inseparable from it. You don't have to make the moment sacred. It already is. When Watts spoke of this, his voice carried both humor and tenderness. He reminded us that life is not a problem to be solved, but a dance to be joined. That trying too hard to be present is like trying to make yourself sleep. The more effort you use, the further it drifts away. So instead of reaching for awareness, allow awareness to reach you. It's already here, in the feeling of air on your skin, in the sound of your breath, in the simple fact that you are alive. Let that realization spread through you like warmth, soft and steady. You don't need to hold on to it. You only need to not resist it. Presence was never something to achieve. It was always who you are, quiet, breathing, complete. Imagine a lake at night. No wind, no movement, only a vast, clear surface, a sheet of stillness stretching toward the horizon. Above it, the moon hangs quietly, whole and silver, its light resting gently upon the water. When the surface is calm, the reflection is perfect. Every ripple, every shimmer of moonlight appears exactly as it is, untouched, undistorted. But the moment a breeze stirs, the image breaks apart. The light scatters, and the moon seems to tremble. The mind works in the same way. When restless thoughts churn the surface, reality becomes fragmented, distorted by fear, memory, and desire. But when the mind grows still, it reflects the world as it truly is, luminous, whole, and simple. Alan Watts often compared awareness to water. He said that the more you try to grasp it, the more it slips through your fingers. The secret, he reminded us, is not to seize stillness, but to allow it, to let the mud of thought settle on its own until clarity returns naturally. So now, take a slow breath. Let the sound of the air be like ripples smoothing themselves out. Let your thoughts, however many they are, drift downward, sinking gently into quiet. You don't have to force peace to appear. You only need to stop disturbing the surface. Feel your body as the lake, the breath moving softly across it like a slow wind. With each exhale, the ripples fade. With each inhale, the reflection sharpens, calm, bright, unbroken. Above you, the moon of awareness shines. It doesn't need to do anything to illuminate the water. It simply is. The light of presence falls naturally, effortlessly, on everything it touches. The body, the breath, the moment. Watts once said that enlightenment is not about rising above life, but about sinking into it deeply enough to see it clearly. When the mind becomes still, even for a moment, you realize that nothing was ever missing. The clarity was always there beneath the movement. Listen now. Perhaps there is a faint hum in the air, the rhythm of your breath, the subtle pulse in your chest. These are not distractions. They are part of the music of stillness. You are not apart from the lake. You are the lake. You are not observing peace from the outside. Peace is observing itself through you. Let yourself rest in that knowing. No effort, no reaching. Just presence, clear as moonlight, soft as water. The quieter you become, the more the world reflects itself in you. Each thought drifts away like mist dissolving under the morning sun. Each breath becomes part of the still mirror, shining without strain. There is no need to empty the mind completely, only to stop chasing the ripples. In that calm, the moon returns, whole again, floating perfectly on the water's face. And you are that reflection, the luminous stillness that was never disturbed. Listen, beneath even the quiet, there is a deeper quiet still. The world pauses here, the breath suspended, the body weightless, the heart soft as light on water. You've reached the edge of sound, the place where everything begins to blur. Thought, feeling, air, awareness, all melting into the same vast hush. This is not emptiness. It is fullness so complete it needs no form. The silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of everything at rest. Let your breathing slow until it barely moves. Feel how the inhale drifts in like mist and the exhale fades as if returning home. Each breath smaller, quieter, lighter. Alan Watts once said that silence is not the opposite of life, but its foundation. When you listen deeply enough, you begin to hear it, the silence behind every word, the stillness holding every note of music, the space between heartbeats that allows rhythm to exist. Rest there. Let your awareness merge with that space as moonlight melts into the surface of a calm lake. There's no need to focus now, no need to hold the body or the breath, or even the thought of I. Everything that needed to be said has already been spoken. Everything that needed to move has already moved. Now there is only the soft pulse of being, soundless, effortless, infinite. You are not drifting away from the world. The world is drifting gently into you. Every sound, every shadow, every trace of light is dissolving into the same still ocean of presence. Let yourself become that ocean. Let the boundaries soften until there are none. No edges, no center, no watcher, no watched. Only awareness, wide and silent. And in that silence, there is peace. Not a peace you must earn, but one that has always been waiting. A quiet return to the space before beginnings. Stay there. Breathe softly. Blend with the silence, and let the silence breathe you. There is a gentle beauty in endings that are also beginnings. You may have thought you were traveling toward stillness, searching for calm like a distant shore. But as the waves slow and the mind grows quiet, you begin to see you were never separate from it. The ocean you sought was the one you've been floating in all along. Alan Watts once said, "You are what you've been looking for." At first, those words sound like a riddle. How can the seeker and the sought be the same? But now, after this long, slow unfolding, perhaps you can feel it, not as an idea, but as a knowing that hums through your whole being. All your efforts to become peaceful were like a hand reaching for itself. Every breath, every thought, every small surrender was never leading you anywhere. It was simply guiding you back to what you already are. Notice how the mind wants to ask, "Is this it?" And the silence replies, "It always was." There was never a need to chase stillness because stillness was what you were made of. Never a need to achieve presence because you have never once stepped outside the present moment. The circle completes itself, not by arriving somewhere new, but by recognizing where it began. So rest now in that recognition. Feel your body lying here, soft, breathing, complete. The heart continues to move, the breath continues to flow, and awareness holds it all in perfect balance. There is nothing missing, nothing more to understand. Watts often spoke of this moment, when the seeker realizes the search is over. Not because the world has changed, but because the illusion of separation has dissolved. The wave sees itself as the ocean, and in that seeing, all striving ends. Imagine yourself as that wave, rising, cresting, dissolving, all part of the same vast motion. You have traveled through thought, time, laughter, silence, and now you find yourself here, not at the end, but at home. There is no enlightenment waiting in the distance, no future state of perfect peace. There is only this, the breath, the stillness, the pulse of life inside the now. You are not the one reaching for peace. You are the peace that everything else has been reaching toward. Feel that truth sinking in, gentle as light through water. You are not broken. You were never lost. You were only dreaming that you were apart from the wholeness that has always held you. And now, the dream is softening, the way night folds into dawn, the way sound dissolves into silence. The circle closes, and in doing so, it opens infinitely again. You are what you've been looking for, and you always have been. There is a place the voice cannot reach, a place beneath words, beneath meaning, where the language of the world falls away and only stillness remains. You are arriving there now. Each breath a step deeper into the quiet. Each exhale a door opening into something vast, something wordless. Alan Watts once described this as the great silence, not the silence of absence, but the silence that is full, radiant, alive. The silence before the first sound and after the last. The silence that has never been broken. Listen closely, not with your ears, but with the whole of your being. Can you sense it? The space between thoughts, soft, infinite, waiting. That is where peace lives, beyond words, beyond thought. Here, you rest. The body is heavy now, but the awareness is light. You no longer need to control the breath. It breathes itself. You no longer need to hold the body. The earth holds it for you. In this silence, there is no separation. The breath, the room, the night, the distant hum of the world all flow together in one unbroken sound that is not sound at all. You are not observing the quiet. You are becoming it. You are the stillness that holds every sound, the darkness that makes light visible, the pause that allows the next breath to be born. Notice how, as the mind slows, time seems to dissolve. There is no before, no after, only the gentle unfolding of now. This is what eternity feels like when it becomes soft enough to touch. Watts would sometimes say that silence is the mother of all things, that every note, every heartbeat, every whisper emerges from her and returns to her. And as you rest here, you can feel that truth, how everything you have ever known rises and falls within this vast, loving quiet. Do not try to hold it. Do not name it. The moment you do, it slips away. Just feel it, as warmth, as space, as peace, without boundary. Even thought itself begins to fade, like mist dissolving into air. You do not need to stop it. It stops on its own, out of reverence for the stillness that surrounds it. This silence is not empty. It is filled with presence, the presence that has always been here, patiently waiting beneath the noise of your becoming. Stay here. Feel the breath as a soft ripple on the surface of something endless. Feel the heart beating, not as your own, but as the universe pulsing quietly through you. You have entered the space beyond sound, the home of everything that ever was, and the resting place of everything that will ever be. No more questions, no more searching. Just this, the great silence, the heart of being itself, holding you completely, forever. Imagine now that the silence begins to shimmer. It isn't gone, it simply starts to sing, softly, like a hum from far away. A lullaby older than the stars, gentle and slow, unfolding through the vastness of everything that is. You are floating in that sound, not beside it, not beneath it, but within it. The rhythm moves through you like a tide that has no shore. The universe breathes you. The inhale, galaxies expanding, light stretching across unthinkable distance. The exhale, stars cooling, waves returning, your own chest rising and falling with theirs. There is no border now between the air you breathe and the endless space that surrounds you. Every breath is both yours and not yours, both human and cosmic. The boundary between your heartbeat and the pulse of the world dissolves into rhythm. Feel how vast you have become. The body no longer feels small or separate. It's as if your skin has become the horizon, and beyond it, everything continues. Starlight, wind, drifting clouds of sound. Alan Watts once said that we do not come into this world. We come out of it, like leaves from a tree, waves from an ocean, sparks from a fire. You are that spark, glowing softly in the great dark, perfectly part of the whole. Each heartbeat echoes like a drum through the night. Each breath spreads across the galaxies. You are not a visitor here. You are the music itself, played by the fingers of infinity. Look in the mind's quiet eye and see how the stars move with you, how their light bends and pulses as though it knows your name. And in a way, it does. The atoms in your body were born in their fires. Every cell carries the memory of starlight. You have never been apart from the sky. You are one of its thoughts, dreaming itself for a little while. There is no need to reach outward. The universe is already holding you. Every sound that fades becomes part of your breathing. Every silence folds into your heart. The lullaby continues, low, slow, infinite. Its melody hums beneath the breath, between the beats, beyond the edges of thought. You can almost hear words in it, though none are spoken. Rest, rest, rest. You are drifting now, through layers of air and cloud, through constellations of warmth and color. No up, no down, just the soft rotation of being. Like a leaf carried by invisible wind, you turn slowly in the vastness, and everything that touches you glows for a moment, then fades. This is not loneliness. This is communion. The stars do not watch you from afar. They shine through you. The wind does not pass you by. It fills your lungs. The darkness is not empty. It is full of the same life that breathes through your chest. In the great stillness of space, nothing is truly still. Everything vibrates. The planets, the dust, your own heart, moving together in a perfect, unending rhythm. And now, the rhythm begins to slow, not stopping, but softening, as if the universe itself were falling asleep. You can rest with it. You can let your edges fade completely. No need for thought, no need for form. Only this, the gentle rise and fall, the pulse that never began and will never end. The universe breathes you, and through that breath, you are home. The night is deep now. The stars have settled into their quiet watch, and the air has become so gentle it feels like it's breathing you to sleep. You have wandered far, through thought and silence, through laughter and surrender, and yet you have arrived only here, at the heart of stillness, where all seeking ends. There is nothing left to do, nothing to fix, no more questions to answer. The mind can rest now, like a bird folding its wings after a long journey. The heart, too, can rest, open, tender, shining softly in the dark. Alan Watts often reminded us that life is not a problem to be solved, but a song to be sung. And every song, sooner or later, fades into quiet, not because it ends, but because its beauty has completed its circle. Let this night be that soft fading. Let it cradle you. Let it remind you that you are not a visitor here, but part of the same still melody the universe hums in its sleep. Feel how the bed holds you, how the air strokes your skin, how your breath flows effortlessly, a tide coming in and going out. You don't have to hold the breath anymore. It holds you. You don't have to find peace. You are peace. Beyond every thought, every sound, there is a vast tenderness that never leaves you. It is the same stillness you felt in the mirror of water, the same silence that wrapped you in its arms, the same love that breathes through galaxies and hearts alike. It is here now, quiet, patient, infinite. Let it whisper to you. You are safe. You are whole. You are home. Good night, my friend. Drift gently. You are home. Let the body grow heavy and the breath grow shallow. Let each heartbeat slow until it becomes one with the pulse of the stars. There is no separation now, only the great rhythm, the soft, unending lullaby of existence. In this sacred stillness, everything rests with you. The wind outside, the moonlight, the unseen waves of air. All of it breathing, all of it sleeping, all of it alive together. And as you drift, may you feel the kindness that holds the world. May you remember that you were never apart from it, never less than it, never anything but it. The dream will carry you now. The universe will keep breathing through you. The silence will keep singing softly until morning light returns. So sleep, dear soul. Sleep as the ocean sleeps, as the stars rest in their glow, as life itself pauses between breaths. Good night. Drift gently. You are home.